Hello everyone, it's been a few months since we last did a Sunday Synopsis and there's been a pretty good reason for that. A little something called COVID-19 seems to have decimated any real news about scare attractions and scare entertainment. And even now, while we are starting to ease lockdown restrictions, we are still very unsure as to what will happen this year. So let's go all the way back to March when everything was forced to close. Slowly and surely we saw all the year-round events such as London Bridge Experience, Passage del Terror and finally the Merlin-owned dungeon attractions all shut their doors. Around the UK and beyond, escape rooms were also forced to close, and throughout the spring season we all just sat and waited at home. And then the bad news started rolling in. M&D's amusement park, the home of Outbreak at M&D's, went into administration, leaving the future of the park and the event unknown. Scare Kingdom were forced to cancel their annual Walpurgis event. Tully Shoptoberfest confirmed they had dropped expansion plans for 2020. The Ghost Stories tour got cancelled outright. York Maze announced it wouldn't open for the 2020 season, leaving Hallowscream in the balance. The return of Otley's Zombie Apocalypse was pushed into 2021. Horror Zone in Holland announced they would not be opening at all for the 2020 season. And finally, ScareCon had to be postponed, although we did hold a virtual award ceremony where the 2020 Scare Award winners were announced. The biggest industry sector to mobilise and adapt to a new way of working were escape rooms, and within a few weeks of lockdown, virtual escape rooms started popping up. Although not necessarily scary, these rooms have been a great distraction during lockdown, and a quick look at the ScareTOUR website will show we have reviewed The Attic, Once Upon a Time and The Right Key by Southend Room Escape, Victoria's Secret by 11th Hour Escape Rooms, Silent Hillside by Take the Exit, Mr. X by Escape Rooms Durham, CSI Grounded by Panic Room Gravesend, and several print-at-home games from Escape Hunt, as well as the PANDORA network. As the lockdown persisted, there have been more horror-themed games released, and you can read our reviews of The Last Survivors Uncover the Truth, Evil Dead 2 in Seattle, The Exorcist by Emergency Escape, and The Amsterdam Catacombs. But other things that have been keeping us entertained during lockdown have been the ScareTOUR weekly scare attractions and horror movie pub quizzes, DJ Andy's Sunday Rock and Horror Show, Cursed on the Couch, and our own ScareTOUR lockdown movie listing, which details all the scare attraction movies we could find. But as the pandemic seemed to stretch on longer and eventually the number of deaths started to creep down, we've started to see some semblance of normality creep back in. In the Netherlands, Amsterdam Dungeon has reopened with some strict social distancing in place. Scare Kingdom have announced some changes to their planned replacement of Psychomantium, but are the first attraction to put out an audition call for this year. Zombie Uprising have started teasing about a new Zombie in a Room escape room. Yorkshire Scaregrounds have revealed they are working on new escape rooms. Extreme Escapes have offered a hopeful return date with new social distancing rules. The team behind Scream Camp have launched The Retreat, a new overnight scare event that sold out in 24 hours. The Ghost of Chesterton House have promised a return of their theatrical experience. But what else of the future? The rules around Halloween social distancing and the way to keep actors and guests safe is a big concern for all events, as well as the fear of a potential second spike and potential return to lockdown in the autumn. The big theme parks have released opening dates and social distancing rules, but no news on what this will mean for Scarefest, Fright Nights or Halloween. Interestingly, any large attraction launches such as Black Mirror Labyrinth have been pushed back into 2021. Walsall Scare Maze issued a poll asking whether people would return in a post-lockdown scenario, which was predominantly positive, but the struggle will be to translate that to heads through the door if they do actually reopen. At the moment, a lot of attractions are just waiting to see what they can or can't do for Halloween. Clearly, nobody wants to cancel, but it would be very risky to spend a lot of money building something that could potentially be closed again or that no one wants to visit. Many events are undecided, but it's certainly going to be a quiet year for the industry as people sit back, lick their wounds and try to survive to scare again. But one thing does seem pretty sure, and that if we do have to visit any attractions, then we will need some sort of face mask to adhere to proper social distancing rules. So don't forget, we do have a very limited supply available at www.scaretour.co.uk. So that's it, everyone. A summary of where we are and what we know so far. It's going to be a very strange year, but the key message for everyone has to be stay safe, look after each other, and let's save Halloween the best way we can. Keep following us across all our social media for the latest news, reviews and announcements, and don't forget to check that subscribe button below to know when we've posted more videos like this on here for you. We're signing off now, and we will see you all soon.